everyone. I am glad that you still remember the important details that we have discussed on the Valenzuela FB Live. Now, so for this day, we are going to have a quick review or recap on the lesson that you have, okay, on the previous lesson that we watched. Okay, so let's start. Okay. So for today's lesson is all about modals. So when we say modals, these are the auxiliary verbs. So later are the things that you mentioned a while ago. Later, we are going to discuss it one by one. Okay, but then before that, at the end of the lesson, students should be able to express ability, request, possibility, obligation, permission, and others with the use of these modals. Then next, use modal in the sentence appropriately. And then lastly, I want you to create rules in different situations needed using modals. Now, what is modal? So like what we have said a while ago and also in the video lesson that we have watched on the Valenzuela FB Live, these are the type of helping verbs or auxiliary verbs that is used to express ability, possibility, request, or obligation. First example of modal is what we call can. Okay, can is used to show ability, possibility, or request. So can has three uses. So for example, let's have first the ability. When we say ability, these are the things that we can do or we able to do. Example, I can help preventing COVID-19. In this sentence, can express ability. It also express possibility. Like for example, viruses can make us ill. Then, if you are making requests, you can also use, or for this example, you can also use can. Can you stay at home? Okay, those are examples of the modal can. Next is could. Could is used to express polite requests. Okay, aside from that, it is the past tense of, or the past form of the modal can. For examples, she could be at the hospital by now. Second, could I ask for more vitamin C? Next is the use of the word might. It is used to express uncertainty. When we say uncertainty, these are possibilities or the things that may happen. Okay. Example, Valenzuela might reach the 0 cases of positive in COVID-19 by Christmas. You can also use might if there is a chances or a less chances like 50% that the action may happen or not. The use of the word may. May is used to show politeness and express formal permission. So let's have first the given example. May I enter the mall without Valtrace? So in this case, it is asking for a question or it is asking for rather expressing politeness. Then another, citizens with ages 15 to 65 years old may go outside. In this case, second example is expressing permission. Next is the use of must. Must is used to express obligation, prohibition, and strong certainty. So when you say must, there is a use for you to do it. Okay, you should do it. And then prohibition. When you say prohibition, it is the things that you should avoid. And then when we say the third use is the strong certainty, it means there is a big or a large percentage that the action may happen. Let's have an example. Number 1, he must wear face mask. Okay, so this is your obligation or the thing that you must do. Second, you must stay at home during quarantine period. This is also expressing obligation. Then next, he must be sick since he's not around. So these are examples of the use of modal must. Okay, next. Will. Okay. Will is used to express futurity, willingness, promise, and demand. So in this modal verb, there are a lot of uses. So let's have first futurity. When we say futurity, these are the actions that is not yet happening. Okay, and then when you say willingness, the second use of the modal will, you have the guts, or you have the willing, or you are willing to do or able to do a certain thing. And then promise and demand. Let's analyze this example. I will be a doctor. It express futurity. And then second example, I will be right back. It express a promise. And then the third example, will you step aside? And this example is expressing demand. Next is the modal would. Would is used to show polite requests, inquiry, and preference. So like will, it also has three functions or uses. Let's have the given example. Would you want something nutritious to eat? Okay, in this example, it is referring to, okay, to an inquiry. Then next, second, I would like to wear disposable mask than a surgical one. Let's analyze this one. This example is, okay, it is referring to a preference. Next example is the modal should. Should is a modal that is commonly used to for recommendations or to give advice. In this case, should has two functions. Let's have the given example. Everyone should wash our hands regularly. This example is expressing recommendation. Second, by this time, you should now start to exercise and eat nutritious food. Second example is expressing an advice to everyone or to all people. Next is the use of have to. Have to shows the obligation or that came from someone else. It is referring to the rules or the law. Example, my doctor said I have to stop smoking for my health. So when you are using have to, this recommendation or this suggestion that you are referring to is not actually came from you. It is came or it is given by someone else. Next is the use of shall. Shall is a modal used to indicate future action, suggestion, and promises. So let's have first future action. So like will, it has, it also used in future action, but then there is a difference between the use of will and shall. We use shall if we are not sure that the action that we are talking about will happen or not. So let's have the example. We shall plan next week what is our project. In example number 1, it indicates future action because of the word clue next week. Second, people shall start taking vitamins and health supplements. Second example is indicating or expressing suggestions. Then lastly, the famous line of General MacArthur. General MacArthur said, I shall return. Why do you think General MacArthur used I shall return instead of using I will return? Okay, very good. Like what I've said a while ago, we use will if there is a strong possibility that the action that you are saying will happen. While shall is there is a weak possibility that the action that you are taking will not be happen. Okay, for generalization, this modal is a type of auxiliary verb that is used to indicate modalities such as possibility, permission, ability, obligation, necessity, and intentions. Remember, when we are using modals, it depends on the sentence that we are trying to express or say. Next, some modals are more appropriate than the others depending on the context of the sentence. It is more important for us to know when and how do we use these modals. Okay, so as what being said, these modals are having a different or variety of meaning when you use it in a sentence. So you should be careful in using it. You should understand it by heart and in by your mind, not just only memorizing it. Okay, later, we are going to have your practice time. I will send some tasks, okay, and set of questions for you to practice the use of modals. See you later. Bye.